The 34th Annual Lambda Literary Awards will begin in just a few minutes. As you arrive, please take a moment to introduce yourself in the chat and tell us where you're joining from. And now, your host, Raquel Willis, award-winning writer, activist, and media strategist whose work is dedicated to Black trans liberation.
All right. Good evening and welcome to the 34th Annual Lambda Literary Awards. My name is Raquel Willis. I'm an activist, journalist, and future author. Wink. Stay tuned. And I will be your host for tonight's literary extravaganza. As you arrive, please take a moment to introduce yourself in the chat if you haven't already, and tell us where you're joining from. And I'll share a little bit more about tonight's festivities. We'll be celebrating powerful, beautiful storytelling and writing that centers on the LGBTQ experience. Given this tumultuous social political climate in which bigoted conservative politicians are trying to wipe away our stories and lock the youth of our community out of seeing themselves in literature and the media, let us not forget for a single moment how tonight's books undoubtedly have saved and will continue to save lives all over the world. Now, I was so honored when I received the request to host the Lammys tonight. We are sending so many healing vibes to Sasha Velour and wishing you a speedy recovery. I've been in the Lammy friend circle for several years. I've served previously as a judge for trans fiction and nonfiction. So I know that our judges put in so much time, love, and effort to deliver the most esteemed and transformative selections each year. So thank you to the judges, the staff, and all of those who make the award ceremony possible. Now, tonight's honorees include 124 finalists in 24 categories out of over 1,000 submissions. Our people have been working, and we're about to get down to business. So let's start with the awards for outstanding.
The finalists in Outstanding Transgender Fiction are A Natural History of Transition by Callum Angus, Metonymy Press. Detransition Baby by Tori Peters, One World. Margaret and the Mystery of the Missing Body by Megan Milks, Feminist Press. She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, Tor Books. Summer Fun by Jean Thornton, Soho Press.
Okay. All right. So the winner of the Lammy Award for transgender fiction is Summer Fun by Jean Thornton. Congratulations.
Can y'all... Wow. Hi, everyone. This is a weird moment to be just in my house. Fortunately, I prepared a speech. I want to thank my agent, Jen Off, for her faith in this book during the 4-year journey to try to sell it. My editor, Mark Doughton, for having taken the leap. Everyone who read it and helped me keep believing in this project, even when I didn't. Hang on, I just need to drink a big slug of sherry. 1 second. I want to thank every other finalist this year in trans fiction, many of whom I know personally, whose work both on the page and as literary citizens I love and take inspiration from. Right now, the news for trans people in the US is becoming scarier every day. And the project of trans literature maybe feels to me the most like the project of having a party to can and preserve fruit, turning our experiences and visions into something that has some potential power to sustain us through coming bad days. I hope my strange marmalade can help. It means so much to me that Lambda has chosen to honor it. I also want to thank Brian Wilson and all of you. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations, Jean, for the first win of tonight. Now we're going to get into Outstanding Transgender Nonfiction.
The finalists in Outstanding Transgender Nonfiction are Belly of the Beast, The Politics of Anti-Fatness as Anti-Blackness by Deshawn Harrison, North Atlantic Books. Brown Transfigurations, Rethinking Race, Gender, and Sexuality in Chicanx Latinx Studies by Francisco Galarte, University of Texas Press. Care of Letters, Connections, and Cures by Ivan Coyote, McClelland and Stewart. Trans and Genderqueer Subjects in Medieval Hagiography, edited by Alicia Spencer Hall and Blake Gutt. Amsterdam University Press. Transsex: Clinical Approaches to Transsexualities and Erotic Embodiments by Lucy Fielding. Routledge.
Okay, we got the winner right here. Imagine there's a drum roll. Okay. The winner of the Lammy Award for Transgender Nonfiction is Belly of the Beast: The Politics of Anti-Fatness as Anti-Blackness by Deshawn Harrison.
Okay, y'all. So my heart is beating very fast right now. Raquel, I love you. Wow. Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of life? I had no model. Born in Babylon, both non-white and woman, what did I see to be except myself? I made it up here on this bridge between starshine and clay, my one hand holding tight my other hand. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. These are the words of the late Lucille Clifton, and they resonate with me. Every day, something has tried to turn my Black, fat, trans flesh into dust and dry bones, and has failed. It is such a wonderful honor to have won this award. I wrote Belly of the Beast with the hopes that it would be everything that I hoped to be in the world: disruptive, innovative, groundbreaking, and insightful. Receiving the honor of even being nominated tonight is an indication to me that that was a success. As I wrote in the acknowledgments of this book, this award is not mine alone. It belongs to all of the fat Black trans people who navigate the impossibilities of this world every single day. Thank you to Mama, my Nana, and all of my giving family. Thank you to all of my dearest friends and all of my chosen family. Thank you to Kiese Lehman and Sabrina Strings for inspiring me to write this text and for honoring me with their blurbs in the foreword respectfully. Thank you also to Sharronda Brown and Hunter Shackelford for their blurbs. Thank you to Shayna and the entire NAB family for believing in the promise of this book, for seeing the need for this analysis, and for valuing my voice enough to be the one to write it. And thank you to everyone who has read, engaged, taught, listened to, and studied this text. The grace and respect with which you all have held this text is beyond anything I could have ever imagined. Congratulations to all of my fellow nominees and finalists and my colleagues. Thank you.
Wow. Congratulations, Deshawn. I got to give love to the Southern folks in the chat with us tonight as well. That's amazing. All right. So we're going to keep right along. Here to present the awards for gay romance, lesbian romance, and LGBTQ erotica is Houston-based author of Black romance, Shenseea Higgins, whose debut paranormal romance novel won the RSJ Emma Award.
Thank you. This year's romance and erotica will help you find love in all the right places, from movie theaters to chemistry labs, Australian pool parties to Texan resorts, remote academies to queer werewolf hunting grounds. These stories will take you there and more.
The finalists in Outstanding Gay Romance are Best of the Wrong Reasons by Sander Santiago, Bold Strokes Books. Dublin Bay by John Patrick, 9 Star Press. Excellent Sons A Love Story in 3 Acts by Larry Benjamin, Beaten Track Publishing. Floridian Nights by Lance Ringel, Distant Mirror Press. The Other Man by Farhad J. Dadibojour, Lake Union.
And the winner of the Lammy Award for Gay Romance is Excellent Sons, A Love Story in 3 Acts by Larry Benjamin.
Wow, I'm actually shaking. First, I'd like to thank God. You should told me to write this down because I'd forget everything. I'd like to thank the judges, first of all. Having been a judge, I know how much time and commitment it takes to read through all of these submissions, and I know there were 1,000 this year. A big thank you to Debbie McGowan and the entire team at Beaten Track Publishing. Thank you for believing in me from the beginning. And of course, all the readers out there. Writing is a lonely business, but your notes and reviews have helped make it less lonely. And finally, Mom and Dad and Durfee, I did it. I know you're looking down at me and smiling. And I want to congrats my fellow nominees. I think just by being finalists and telling our stories, we're all winners. So thank you so much, everyone.
The finalists in Outstanding Lesbian Romance are Chemistry Lessons by J. Ulva Publishing. Go Around by E.J. Noyes, Bella Books. In the Long Run by Haley Cass, self-published. Red Tide at Heron Bay by Jerry Hill, Bella Books. The Headmistress by Milena Mackay, self-published.
The winner of the Lammy Award for Lesbian Romance is The Headmistress by Milena Mackay. Unfortunately, this winner was unable to attend tonight's show. Lambda Literary accepts this award on their behalf.
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Erotica are Ambrosia, Transmasc and Non-Binary Erotic Comics Anthology, edited by Tab Kimpton and Jade Sarson, Discord Comics. Big Joe by Samuel R. Delaney, Inpatient Press. Nectar, Trans Femme and Non-Binary Erotic Comics Anthology, edited by Tab Kimpton and Harry Ann Bentley, Discord Comics. Queer Werewolves Destroy Capitalism, Smutty Stories by M.J. Lyons, Microcosm Publishing. The Lodger, That Summer by Levay Huxton, self-published.
The winner of the Lammy Award for LGBTQ erotica is Big Joe by Samuel R. Delaney.
For this award, and make sure you get the most recent version if you order it.
Here to present the awards for LGBTQ nonfiction, bi nonfiction, and bifiction is feminist critic and author of science fiction and horror, Meg Eagleson, whose debut novel won the Philip K. Dick Award.
Our finalists in LGBTQ nonfiction, bi nonfiction, and bifiction are at the forefront of our community's creativity and vision. From essays on girlhood and dark tourism, deep dives into the history of poppers and the ACT UP organization, illustrated memoirs, and satiric novels.
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Nonfiction are Dear Senthurin by Ukweke Emezi, Riverhead Books. Deep Sniff, A History of Poppers and Queer Futures by Adam Smith, Repeater Books. Girlhood by Melissa Febos, Bloomsbury Publishing. Let the Record Show by Sarah Schulman, Farrar, Straus, and Giroux. Northern Light, Power, Land, and the Memory of Water by Kazim Ali, Milkweed Editions.
And the winner of the Lammy Award for LGBTQ nonfiction is Let the Record Show, Sarah Schulman.
Hi, everyone. Hold on. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for this recognition. Let the Record Show is the story of a despised group of people with no rights who joined together and forced our country to change against its will, thereby transforming the future. I am very honored to have been a member of ACT UP. It's an incredible experience to have been part of a movement that was able to create some kind of change in the world. And I'm very thankful to the 188 surviving members of ACT UP New York, who Jim Hubbard and I interviewed over 18 years, and whose interviews form the basis of this book. I'm grateful to Jim, to our beloved late friend, Urvashi Vad, who helped us fund the interview process, to Michael Barrett, to my editor, Jackson Howard, who did an excellent job working with me on the book, and to my beautiful partner, Leslie M. Harris. This is not a blueprint, but there's a lot of information in this book about strategies and tactics and the history of radical movements that can inspire all of us in the difficult days and months and years to come. So thank you all very much.
The finalists in Outstanding Bisexual Nonfiction are Borealis by Isha Sabatini Sloan, Coffee House Press. Dark Tourist, Essays by Hasantika Sirisena, Mad Creek Books. Greedy, Notes from a Bisexual Who Wants Too Much by Jen Winston, Atria Books. The Kissing Bug, a true story of a family, an insect, and a nation's neglect of a deadly disease by Daisy Hernandez, Tin House. The Way She Feels, My Life on the Borderline in Pictures and Pieces by Courtney Cook, Tin House.
And the winner of the Lammy Award in Bi Nonfiction is Borealis by Isha Sabatini Sloan.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much to the Lambda organization and to Coffee House, everyone at Coffee House, for your support and for inviting me to write Borealis. Yeah, I'm hopefully on a plane right now, I think, but feeling so seen and appreciated, and thankful to all the loves in my life. Thank you.
The finalists in Outstanding Bisexual Fiction are Blue-Skinned Gods by S.J. Sindhu, Soho Press. Milk-Fed, a novel by Melissa Broder, Scribner. Monster in the Middle by Tiffany Yannick, Riverhead Books. We Play Ourselves by Jen Silverman, Random House. We Want What We Want by Alex Olin, House Anansi Press.
And the winner of the Lammy Award for Bisexual Fiction is We Want What We Want by Alex Olin. This winner was unable to attend the awards tonight. The Lambda Literary Foundation accepts on their behalf. And here to present the awards for our poetry categories is Lambda Literary's very own current Poetry Coalition Fellow, Maitran.
Thank you, Meg. June Jordan wrote, "Poetry is a political action undertaken for the sake of information, the faith, the exorcism, and the lyrical invention that telling the truth makes possible. Poetry means taking control of the language of your life." Our finalists in lesbian, gay, bi, and trans poetry stop at nothing short of that.
The finalists in Outstanding Lesbian Poetry are All the Rage by Rosamund S. King, Nightboat Books. Last Days by Tamiko Bayer. Alice James Books. The Language We Were Never Taught to Speak by Grace Lau. Guernica Editions. The Renunciations. Poems by Danica Kelly. Grey Wolf Press. Who's Your Daddy? By Arisa White. Augury Books.
And the winner of the Lammy Award for Lesbian Poetry is Last Days by Tamiko Bayer.
Hello. Thank you so much. I 100% was not expecting this, but thank you so much to Lambda Literary Foundation for this honor. And I really want to thank all of the organizers, activists, cultural workers, and movement builders who are reading Last Days and passing it on to your friends and comrades. I wrote this book for you, and it's amazing to know how it's resonating with everyone. Thank you for the work that you're doing to build a better future for us all. I also want to thank the wonderful folks at Alice James Books who believed in my vision and made it into the gorgeous book that it is, Carrie, Alyssa, and Emily. And I want to send so many hugs and gratitude to the many, many folks who supported my project to launch this book in an anti-capitalist way with their time, their labor, donations, and more. I especially want to shout out Gabrielle Seville, Jess X. Snow, Charlotte Barter, Michelle Lynn, everyone in the Catalyst Circle, and my parents, Jim and Charlotte Bayer. And just such a huge congratulations to my fellow finalists. I'm inspired by each of you. And finally, I want to thank my partner, Patty Lynn. Thank you for always believing in me and in this book. Thank you for inspiring me, co-conspiring with me, and for your beautiful love and support. Thank you so much.
The finalists in Outstanding Gay Poetry are Besiege Me by Nicholas Wong, Nomi Press. Creep Love by Michael Walsh, Autumn House Press. Punks, New and Selected Poems by John Keane, The Song Cave. Shoreditch by Miguel Murphy, Barrow Street Press. Tenderness by Derek Austin, Boa Editions.
And the Lammy Award for Gay Poetry is Punks, New and Selected Poems by John Keane.
Wow. Hello, everyone. Wasn't expecting that. Thank you so much. I want to begin by thanking the Lambda Literary Foundation for awarding me this incredible honor, the Lammy Award, Lambda Literary Award for Gay Poetry. I also want to thank my publisher, The Song Cave, and my two editors, Alan Felsenthal and Ben Estes, marvelous poets in their own right, for believing in this work. I also want to thank my partner, Curtis Allen, for his love and support all along the way. I want to thank my family and friends whose presence in my life sustains me. I want to thank my agent, Jonas Strauss, I want to thank the Alvin Balchup Trust and Alvin Balchup, the amazing photographer whose photograph graces the cover. And I also want to thank all my fellow writers, and most particularly all my fellow finalists for their superlative poetry and work in general, which inspires me tremendously. And lastly, I want to dedicate this award specifically to those several generations of brilliant Black LGBTQ writers and all the QTPOC writers who left an unforgettable legacy through their words and work in the world, and whom we lost to another pandemic, the AIDS pandemic. Their pioneering and enduring artistry and advocacy, their visions of change and transformation, and their fierceness in the face of racism, sexism, misogyny, homophobia and transphobia, classism, capitalism, and more have made it possible for me and everyone who followed them to write and share our work. To them, I say, thank you.
The finalists in Outstanding Bisexual Poetry are Gumbo Yaya by Ariel Marie, University of Pittsburgh Press. Imagine Us, The Swarm by Muriel Leung, Nightboat Books. Master Suffering by C.M. Burrows, Tupelo Press. The Best Prey by Paige Quinones, Pleiades Press. The Sunflower Cast a Spell to Save Us from the Void by Jackie Wang, Nightboat Books.
And the winner of the Lammy Award for Bisexual Poetry is Gumbo Yaya by Ariel Marie.
Uh-oh. Oh, well, I need to turn my mirror on first, don't I? Hi, hello. I just ran a lap in my house, so give me a second. I just want to say thank you and wrote a speech. Yes, okay, there it is. The beginning could have been the night that I met the love of my life, when the first thing she asked me was, who is there to look out for you while you look out for the world? The beginning was the summer I first slept with someone who was not a man and felt a distinct, intimate awakening, the death of a version of myself and the brilliant birth of another. Or every minute of the 13 hours I spent kidnapped by the Atlanta Police Department. And from all of these beginnings, I wrote Gumbo Yaya because I'm alive at the intersections, and all this glorious, devastating, thundering noise is mine to wrestle, mine to echo and articulate. I wrote Gumbo Yaya because Black folks die every 28 hours, but Black trans and cis women and femmes die in the dark. I wrote Gumbo Yaya as a theoretical exploration of the material and the maternal, the flesh and body and mouth and might of Black femme ferocity. But also Gumbo Yaya was written as a critique of the world that flattens Black people's voices and our lives and our bodies. It's a critique of fat phobia, of homophobia, of gender binaries, of white mediocrity, and all those who harbor anti-Blackness or stifle liberatory efforts at the edge of their comfort. And I can't think of a better time than Pride Month to share this quote from Audre Lorde, who says, "I who am bound by my mirror as well as my bed, see causes in color as well as sex. And I sit here wondering which me will survive all these liberations." Thank you so much to Douglas Kearney and Kaveh Khanum, who chose to give this book a home. Thank you to the entire University of Pittsburgh press team, Alex, who made the cover perfect, and Chloe, who's been a champion of every page. Thank you to Shabala herself, the artist behind the work on the cover. Thank you to the city of Atlanta that raised me. Thank you to my family, my goon, my ancestors and my old folks, my colleagues and peers, my partner, my dog Baldwin, and specifically the young queer freedom fighters around the world, from Palestine to Oakland to Atlanta. And this queer freedom fighter who once thought that she had to choose between loving all of herself and all of themselves and loving my people. Baby L, that was never true. And this book is the proof. Thank you all so much. And I'm gonna go cry and drink some water.
The finalists in Outstanding Transgender Poetry are Crossbones on My Life by Mason J., Nomadic Press. Salamat Sa Intersectionality by Danny Putney, OK Donkey Press. Transverse by Lindsay Choi, Future Poem Books. Villainy by Andrea Abby Karam, Nightboat Books. Exis by Raquel Salas Rivera, the University of Arizona Press.
And the winner of the Lammy Award in Transgender Poetry is Crossbones on My Life by Mason J.
Hi everyone. Wow. Of all the stunts I have pulled, this has to be the most intricate and exhilarating, which is saying a lot considering not only the content of my book, but the everyday threat to assimilation I was in my youth. Cheekiness aside, I am hella grateful to have been selected to receive this Lammy for my first non-self-published, illegally Xeroxed or wheat pasted around town work. Thank you, creator, goddess Hashem, for allowing me to live to even see this ceremony after one social security number that was stolen, 2 bouts of COVID-19, 3 ER visits, 4 past life regressions, and 5 or 6 housing changes since April 2020 when the pandemic started. To Andrea, Danny, Lindsay, and Raquel for your phenomenal works. The judges for not only recognizing the literal blood, sweat, and tears that went into putting out a book during the pandemic while recovering from an easily preventable and pre-vaccine case of COVID, but for seeing the potential for me to grow as an artist, as a domestic violence and police brutality survivor, as a Jew for Palestine, as a loudmouth pervert. Thank you to my mom and my grandma for raising me as genderqueer and two-spirit, and Mahu in an indigenous matriarchy, to J.K. Fowler. I'm trying to slow down for the interpreter. Natasha, Kim, everyone else at Nomadic for believing in what is possible when you give renegade writers a chance. To all my pedestrians, my Radar Show Us Your Spines residents, my Still Here loves, the Be Hill siblings, Christina Mitra, Tania Lunsford Links, Vero Mahano, Lenore Chin, Chloe Gonzalez, Nina Reyes Rosenberg, La Favi, Ed Wolf, Tina Aguirre, all my HIV, opioid, and ghost ship angels, my indigenous and Black ancestors, and even my fucking enemies. I'm so honored to have my work recognized in this way. I promise to you all to remain aware, prepared, and diligent with the work I do in the lineage of other Black LGBT griots like the people who inspired this book, Asoto Saint and Audre Lorde. Thank you all for letting me stay community-based, accessible, liberated, and to tell stories that transmute and transform the experiences of all oppressed peoples, places, plants, animals, ghosts, and things on this earth. I cannot wait to create more public literary infrastructures with queer history and literature and keep building the world we deserve. Thank you. Once again, humbled and appreciative to receive this.
Thank you. And now a word from our board member, Roz Lee, who has dedicated her life to advancing gender, racial, economic, and LGBTQ justice, and who currently serves as head of philanthropy at the Quality Fund of Canada. She has held leadership positions at the Arcus Foundation, Miss Foundation for Women, and Stonewall Community Foundation. Roz is the first ever professor of practice at the Alice Paul Center / Gender Studies and Women's Studies program at the University of Pennsylvania.
Thanks, Mai. And hello, everyone. I have prepared remarks, and please hang on to listen to them because I have important things to say. But I've really just been enjoying the award presentations and the awardees and your remarks. So thank you very much. And congratulations to all of the finalists. So I want to thank you again all for being here to celebrate queer literature. I wanted to take a moment to talk about Lambda Literary's work in the community this year. First, we have the LGBTQ Writers in Schools program. It's been in existence since 2015. The program has brought reading to life by connecting students with working LGBTQ authors and their books to create a safer space for all students by fostering discussion and building empathy for the LGBTQ+ experience. This program offers LGBTQ+ students the rare opportunity to see their identity reflected in the books they read at school, and offers non-LGBTQ students insights into the beauty, complexity, and the humanity of the queer experience. We also have the Writers Retreat for Emerging LGBTQ Voices, the nation's premier LGBTQ writing residency. It's the only multi-genre writing residency devoted exclusively to emerging LGBTQ writers. Since 2007, the retreat is an unparalleled opportunity to develop one's craft and find community. This year, our Writers Retreat will offer sophisticated instruction in fiction, nonfiction, poetry, that's my steez, young adult fiction, playwriting, screenwriting, and speculative fiction to 60 writers virtually. I'd also like to publicly acknowledge the winners of our special prizes. Aisha Sabatini Sloan for the Jean Cordova Prize for Lesbian Queer Nonfiction, Vicky Now and Silas House for the Jim Duggins PhD Prize for Outstanding Mid-Career Novelist, Kaylin Byron for the Randall Keenan Prize for Black LGBTQ Fiction, Morgan and Ching-En Chen for the Judith A. Markowitz Prize for Exceptional New LGBTQ Writers, and Jobert Abueva is the inaugural recipient of our newest prize, the J. Michael Samuel Prize for Emerging Writers Over 50. Congratulations, everyone. None of this would have been possible without the work of Sue Landers, who served as Lambda Literary's executive director for 3 years and only recently stepped down in December. As executive director, we are especially grateful for her work on the following. And bear with me because I'm also scrolling, so I'm giving Sue all her props. So a fundraising campaign during COVID-19 when Lambda nearly shut down. Our first live streamed Lammy ceremony, which reached more than 2,500 viewers around the globe. The addition of 2 new cash prizes for Black LGBTQ novelists and LGBTQ writers over 50. Quadrupling the reach of our LGBTQ Writers in Schools program to 10,000 young people. Expanding Lambda's workshops for queer and trans writers with Learn with Lambda, classes that demystify the publishing process for aspiring authors. Increasing Lambda's online presence through redesigning the website, getting that blue check mark on Twitter, and building the YouTube channel. I want to thank Sue on behalf of the board for the work that she has done for Lambda Literary. Working with Sue will always be a warm spot for me. And fortunately, we will also continue our friendship. It was an honor to work alongside someone who led with heart, mind, fortitude, and humility. We will miss you and wish you the best. Sue, I'll turn it over to you for a moment.
And it is so good to be back at the Lammys. Thank you, Roz, for that incredible recognition. It means a lot to me, especially coming from someone who I admire so much. Lambda is very fortunate to have you at the helm as board president. I take enormous pride in all of the work that we did together at Lambda and everything that Lambda has done over the course of its 30-plus year history under the direction of folks like Tony Valenzuela, Charles Flowers, and Jim Marks. But I want to say that I am equally excited about Lambda's future. For that reason, I want to thank Lambda's current interim directors, Cleopatra Jack and Maxwell Scales, and all of the staff and board who work so hard every day to usher us into that future. I believe that Lambda plays a unique and powerful role in our community's collective liberation, especially when it comes to combating the escalating attacks against our freedom of expression, attacks that are explicitly targeting queer, trans, Black, and brown writers and their books. You know, I've been thinking recently about something that one of Lambda's board members, Darnell Moore, said to me a couple years ago. Darnell said that art energizes our political visions. And I think that's one of the reasons why Lambda's work is so important. So with that in mind, I want to thank all of the writers who are in the room tonight. Thank you for the energy that you give us to fight and to love another day. Thank you all. Happy Pride.
Hey, Roz, you're muted.
All right, I'm back in action. I said a lot of really interesting things that I probably can't repeat because I went off script, but I'll just, figure out a way to say it to you again. I just want to again thank for it with, on behalf of the board, the staff, the entire Lambda literary community for her contributions. Deep, deep gratitude. I also don't think any of you should be surprised at all that I'm about to ask you to dig into your pockets and contribute to this organization. Sue said a couple of things that I want to just circle back to. She talked about the future, and the future is now. Here's an organization that not only survived, but thrived during a pandemic. A pandemic that, is still, we're starting to go into another stage of it, but a pandemic nonetheless, where many an organization didn't survive. This organization did more than that. And it was also due to you and many other folks like you So I'm asking now for you to think about another thing that Sue mentioned. We didn't put ourselves on hold or slow down programming. We invited two amazing co-interim executive directors in to make sure that we kept the eye on the needle. And so I really, even in honor of them, if you know them, if you've had the experience of working with Maxwell or Cleopatra or coming into their universe in any way, donate because you know what they've done, as well as Sue's leadership and our past executive directors and board members. I'd also say this. I've been thinking about how I donate, not just to Lambda Literary, but to other organizations. And every time I get a notice, particularly if it's a public organization or a nonprofit, I always get some information about how many people enjoy the organization, appreciate the organization, but don't necessarily reach out and put any coins on the table. I'm saying, one of the things that my daughter says to me sometimes is, "Mom, you're doing too much." I'm asking everybody to do the most tonight, to go past what you might normally do. And I see that's happening. Thank you very much. To text the Lammies at 44-321 to make that extra gift. I've done it in the past couple of days. I'll probably do it again because I'm inspired by these numbers climbing. Thank you so much. Your donations will help Lambda get queer books into the hands of young people, help emerging LGBTQ writers break into publishing, and bring us together at events online and in person again. To give, click on the link in the chat. You see the information on the screen. Your donations will ensure that the next great chapter in queer literature will be written. Thank you. And one more time, I'm going to talk about another theme, which is not actually a theme. I wish I was presenting some of the awards, but I really am appreciating our presenters. And our next presenter is the writer, educator, and arts advocate, Jacqueline Goldfinger, current chair of the LMDA International Performing Arts Conference, visiting head of dramaturgy at Indiana University, and affiliated artist at BMI Lehman Engel Workshop, New Georges, and the National New Play Network. Jacqueline will present the awards for a gay and lesbian memoir and biography and LGBTQ drama.
Hello, and thank you so much for that, Roz and Sue, and for all that you do for our community. I just donated again, y'all. While I'm talking, pick up your phone, text, and donate. It's very easy, and it will keep all of these wonderful programs going. Tonight, I'm honored to present the awards for gay and lesbian memoir, biography, and LGBTQ drama. Growing up is challenging for everyone, but especially for our LGBTQIA+ kids who often find themselves isolated and feeling very small and alone in a very big world which chooses to actively misunderstand them. Sometimes it takes seeing ourselves on the page or stage in someone else's story before we can truly see ourselves and why we are special. Today's nominees are creating both great art and important lifelines, dropping messages of hope into the barren plains of isolation. Readers and audiences learn that they are not alone, that they are beautiful, and someone will love them for who they are, both inside and out. They learn that it does get better. Unfortunately, one of our memoir authors, Leslie Cohen, recently passed away. Her friend Charlotte Robinson wrote in an obituary published by Outtakes, quote, "We have lost a true lesbian pioneer in the passing of Leslie Cohen. Whether opening the first upscale lesbian club, Sahara, in New York City in 1976, or becoming the models with her wife for the iconic National Monument sculpture Gay Liberation in Greenwich Village, Leslie was a mentor and icon for our LGBTQ community." End quote. Leslie, wherever you are, thank you for being a guiding light for us all. Now, it is only fitting this year that the finalists in drama are announced alongside our lesbian and gay memoirists. From 2000s pop culture to 18th century botanical power couples, the queer Midwest, and even more, we thank these writers for sharing their stories.
The finalists in Outstanding Lesbian Memoir and Biography are The 2000s Made Me Gay, Essays on Pop Culture by Grace Perry, Macmillan, St. Martin's Griffin. The Audacity of a Kiss, Love, Art, and Liberation by Leslie Cohen, Rutgers University Press. The Daring Life and Dangerous Times of Eve Adams by Jonathan Ned Katz, Chicago Review Press. The One You Want to Marry and Other Identities I've Had, a Memoir by Sophie Santos, Topple Books. Why LaBelle Matters by Adele Berthet, University of Texas Press.
And the winner for lesbian memoir biography is The One You Want to Marry and Other Identities I've Had, a memoir by Sophie Santos.
Oh, okay. Wow. Was genuinely not expecting that. I was actually just recording. I was recording the beginning because I was like, oh, this is really cool. I'm going to keep this for, my photos that I'll never look at again. But no, I'm really super stoked. Thank you guys so much. This is awesome. So I'm a stand-up comedian and I do comedy, and I was doing comedy at this show that I actually almost didn't go to because it was a really, really cold night in New York. And I don't know if people understand how far Hell's Kitchen is from most places, but that's where it was. And it was like 10 degrees. But I was encouraged to go to this show, and thank God I did, because in the audience was an editor for Topple Books, and they had saw my set and said, I think you have an interesting story, and if you ever want to write a book, shoot me an email. And I did. And it also turned out that they were an editor with Topple Books, which is curated by Joey Soloway, who's someone I've looked up to for a really long time. So thank you to Hafisa, who reached out to me and, was my initial editor, and everyone over at Topple. Joey has become a huge mentor to me, and thank you so much. Like, my life has changed because of you, and thank you for allowing me to have the platform to tell my story. Thank you to everybody over at, over at Topple, my editor, Laura Vanderveer, my other editor, Elsa Dixon, Amazon Publishing. This is really insane. I did not think this was gonna happen. Mindy Tucker, who took the iconic photo. Yes, let's go. Obviously my family for allowing me to write about them, and all my friends, and especially a thank you to Amy, who was very supportive while I was writing this book. And it's very hard when you write a book because you're not present. And so I think all of us know as authors that like you have to have the support of people who are like, I get it, you're not going to be here for maybe 2 years mentally, but that's okay. And to all the other finalists, and I think I got everything. And if I didn't, thank you so much to the Lammy Awards. This is awesome. All right. Peace.
The finalists in Outstanding Gay Memoir and Biography are Anti-Man, a hybrid memoir by Rajiv Mahabir, Restless Books. Hola Papi, How to Come Out in a Walmart Parking Lot and Other Life Lessons by John Paul Bramer, Simon & Schuster. Never Silent, Act Up and My Life in Activism by Peter Staley, Chicago Review Press. Punch Me Up to the Gods, a memoir by Brian Broom, Mariner Books. Writing with Caca, Escribir con Caca by Luis Felipe Fabre. Translated by J.D. Pluker, Green Lantern Press.
And the winner in Gay Memoir Biography is Punch Me Up to the Gods, a memoir by Brian Broom. Congratulations.
Oh, I don't know if anybody can see me. Oh, there I am. Wow. This is incredible. I just want to say thank you to the Lambda organization for recognizing this book. I want to thank my publisher, Mariner, for giving this book a chance. My wonderful editor, Rakia Clark, who worked with me tirelessly. My agent, Danielle Ciatti, who was a big advocate and a cheerleader of mine. To my great friend, Disha Filia, I love you. This is just incredible. Like, I obviously want to thank my family and my friends for all the love and for all the people who have connected with this book. I really, I am overwhelmed. And once again, thank you to Lambda Literary for this honor. It's one that I will treasure for the rest of my life. Thank you very much.
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Drama are Love Like Light by Daniel Alexander Jones, 53rd State Press. Mama Rose by Storey Michel. Mrs. Harrison by R. Eric Thomas, TRW Plays. Pillow Talk by Kevon Lee Lagrone, Theater Rhinoceros. Thrive, or What You Will, an Epic by L. M. Feldman, American Shakespeare Center.
And the winner in LGBTQ drama is Mrs. Harrison by R. Eric Thomas. Eric, you won! I didn't even have to make it up. You really, really won from Simpatico Theater in Philadelphia. Yes. Oh my God, y'all. This is so exciting. I'm going to send this to you, Eric. I'll keep it and send it to you. I love you, man.
Oh, am I here? Okay. I think I'm here. I think I'm on. I can't tell.
We can't see your face.
Oh my God. I don't know how to work a computer. Anyway, hello. And I'll talk quickly.
You have a beautiful face. Click the face button.
Oh, there we go.
Bingo
Oh,
button.
okay. Sorry. It's my first time using any technology. This is a complete surprise and such an honor. It is such an honor to have it be presented by my dear friend Jackie. It's such an honor to be nominated in the category with these other phenomenal playwrights whose work I admire so much, especially L.M. Feldman, who I get the pleasure of working with on a consistent basis every month. I want to extend a big thank you to the performers who lent their wisdom and their talent to the development of this work: Brandy Burgess, Danielle Lene, Kristen Noreen, Tasha Canales, and Jaylene Clark Owens. Thank you to Kevin Glockham and Azuka Theater, who produced the original run of Mrs. Harrison. And everyone who I spent a magical, transformative week at the Lambda Literary Writers Retreat. I believe it was in 2017, 2018. I still think about it. I still love you all. Thanks to my agents, Avin Wagner and Ron Guiasa, TRW Plays. Thank you so much for publishing this. It's just an honor to be here. I love this community. And I'm so deeply, deeply grateful. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.
Wonderful. Oh, I have to say something else. I'm sorry. I'm a little overwhelmed, y'all. I've seen about 16 versions of that play before he published it, and it's wonderful. And you should read all of these plays. Also, L.M. Feldman's play Thrive is going into production at the American Shakespeare Center this summer, so you can actually see it in person if you like. All right, I'm going back on script. Here to present the awards for LGBTQ speculative fiction, comics, and mystery are speculative fiction writer, publisher, and editor, and Lambda Literary Fellow alum Dave Ring, and speculative Southern Goth soft horrorist Maureen Kirby, who writes about bodies both real and imagined.
And we're here. One of the great pleasures of late has been the sheer variety of queer stories being told in contemporary genre fiction.
Gone are the days of squinting sideways at text and hoping to interpret someone as a queer character.
And Lambda Literary has long recognized that scintillating LGBTQ work is being published in both mainstream publishing and the independent markets.
So we are pleased to find small press titles rubbing shoulders with big five, big three titles, if not outnumbering them in so many categories.
Especially the three that we'll be sharing with you right now.
LGBTQ speculative fiction, comics, and mystery take us into thrilling worlds filled with magic, motion, and the occasional murder.
Whether you're in the mood for alien invasions, monsters come to life, drunk mermaids, or illustrated oral histories, these genres have it all.
It's like a buffet.
Let's see what's on the menu this evening, shall we?
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Speculative Fiction are A Desolation Called Peace by Arkady Martin, Tor Books. Breeder by Hani van Rijswijk, Blackstone Publishing. No Gods, No Monsters by Cadwell Turnbull, Blackstone Publishing. Phototaxis by Olivia Tapiero, translated by Kit Schluter, Nightboat Books. The Tenseret series by Neon Yang, Tor.com Publishing.
And the winner of the Lemmy Award for LGBTQ speculative fiction is No Gods, No Monsters by Cadwell Turnbull. Congratulations.
Oh my God. Okay. I'd like to thank my publisher, Blackstone, who has warmly received everything I've thrown at them. Special love to Neil Pierce, Laura Machuro, Jeff Yamaguchi, Hayla Williams, Katie English, Ananda Finwall, and my editor, Michael Carr, who all supported me and helped me get the best version of this novel out into the world. I have to thank my good friend Emma Osborne for being a sensitivity reader for the novel. I'm so deeply grateful for their support and guidance. Oh my God. And to the folks I talked to during writing this book who shared their experiences with me and helped me make characters that I hope have made them proud. Thank you to friends, family, peers, and readers for all the ways you've supported me. And most of all, thank you to the Lambda Literary Foundation for this honor. When I was working on this novel, I was worried about falling short of the characters I envisioned, but I knew that if I was going to do the project justice, I had to include people like Ridley, Lena, Rebecca, Melku, Sonia, Lincoln, and Dragon. Any shortcomings are entirely my own, but I can honestly say, even though many of them don't share my lived experience, they live with me and in me now, every day. I'm grateful that you found them worthy of being honored. All the love in the world to my fellow finalists and all the finalists this year and years prior. With the addition of every character, every story, more space is carved out in the dominant culture for the greater diversity of humanity. This will continue. Thank you for your time and thank you for this honor.
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Comics are Cheer Up, Love and Pom-Poms by Crystal Frazier and Val Wise. Lettering by Oscar O. Jupiter. Oni Press. Our Work is Everywhere, an illustrated oral history of queer and trans resistance by Cyan Rose. Arsenal Pulp Press. Shadow Life, written by Hiromi Goto, illustrated by Anne Zhu. First, Second. Stone Fruit by Lee Lai. Fantagraphics Books. Thirsty Mermaids by Kat Lay. Simon & Schuster, Gallery 13.
The winner of the Lammy Award for LGBTQ Comics is Stone Fruit by Lee Lai.
Oh gosh, can you see me? Oh shit.
Not yet.
Not
Here
yet.
you-
Do I need to click anything?
Yeah, it's down the bottom.
Down the bottom, down the bottom. Oh, turn on the mic. Camera's unavailable. Shit. All right, it's not gonna work. I just have to speak this into the void, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at technology, but shit, thank you so much. I adore the books that have been nominated, so it's very unexpected and exciting. Thank you to the Lammy team. It seems like an incredible amount of work, and queer writers and queer readers just benefit so much. Thank you to my publisher, Jack and Gary and Lauren and Connor in particular. It's like a lot of the publishers that are repping books tonight. It's like a really small team that do an incredible amount of work for a lot of authors that benefit so much. at the back of the book, there's a huge list of acknowledgements that's actually just like pretty much most of my friends. I've been surrounded by trans folks and queer folks since I was maybe 15, and they've made me feel so whole and so well in being a queer trans person who's also a working artist. So this is for them. Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Mystery are Bathhouse by P.J. Vernon, Penguin Random House, Doubleday. Finding the Vein by Jennifer Hanlon Wild, Hooligan Press. Lies with Man by Michael Nava, Amble Press. Murder Under Her Skin by Stephen Spotswood, Penguin Random House, Doubleday. The Savage Kind by John Copenhaver, Pegasus Books.
Like, this one's sealed really well, like extra good. There we go. The winner of the Lammy Award for LGBTQ Mystery is The Savage Kind by John Copenhaver.
Oh my gosh. So crazy. Oh my gosh, it's super special that you guys were able to do this award. It's amazing. Okay, I got to do my speech thing. Wow, thank you so much for the honor, Lambda and the judges. I know that's a lot of hard work judging. And thank you for Lambda for putting on this event. I also know a lot of hard work goes into that as well. A special thank you to my agent, Andy Baumke, for believing in my work and helping me shape The Savage Kind. It is a difficult thing to rope in all my ideas and make them work, and she certainly helps me do that. Also, thank you to the team at Pegasus, Claiborne Hancock, Jessica Chase, and my fabulous editor, Nick Cohen. And yes, my publicist, Jenny Rosberg and Megan Schwartz-Gellert. Thank you to the organizations like Lambda, Sisters in Crime, House of Mystery Radio Show, Queer Writers of Crime podcasts, and Outright DC, who have made it part of their mission to support LGBTQ mystery. Thanks to all the other queer crime writers and allies that have cheered me on through the years. Most of all, thanks to my husband, Jeff, who's had to put up with me through ups and downs and urged me to make writing a priority. And believe me, that's a big task. Finally, I'd like to congratulate my fellow nominees, P.J. Vernon, Jennifer Hanlon Wild, Stephen Spotswood, of course, Michael Nava, who's a personal hero of mine and frankly deserves to have a lifetime Lammy for this category. Please go read their books. Read many of the other deserving LGBTQ crime writers that are not on this list. There's a lot of wonderful writing out there. It's really a rich category full of innovation and complexity and great storytelling. And really, I think it's uniquely situated to address the issues that we face today, which are plenty. Anyway, please check us out. And once again, thank you. Yay!
Congratulations. Here to present the awards for LGBTQ anthology and LGBTQ studies is comics writer and speculative fiction writer and all-around rad human, Danny Lore.
Woo!
Hey, everybody. The first Halloween costume I ever chose was Lois Lane, kind of the movie version, because as far as little me knew, she was the most amazing journalist that had ever walked the pretend earth. At the time, I was too young to understand that nonfiction was a whole nother wheelhouse full of both vulnerable essays and passionate research. And that's basically a bunch of stuff I admire, but have not quite reached. Fortunately, our finalists in the following categories, both Outstanding LGBTQ Anthology and Outstanding LGBTQ Studies, show us how it's done. LGBTQ anthologies and studies exist to advance the critical scholarship and documentation of our community. The work of our nominees this year cover all aspects of our world, everything from the AIDS crisis, queer nightlife, and the criminalization of gay life, queer Asians in North America, trans plays and transtopias, racial erotics, and non-binary sex.
Finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Anthology are Between Certain Death and a Possible Future, Queer Writing on Growing Up with the AIDS Crisis, edited by Matilda Bernstein Sycamore, Arsenal Pulp Press. Mouths of Rain, an anthology of Black lesbian thought, edited by Brianna Simone Jones, The New Press. Q&A, Voices from Queer Asian North America, by Martin F. Manalansan IV, Alice Y. Home, and Calais Bantigue Fajardo, Temple University Press. Queer Nightlife, edited by Kemi Adeyemi, Karim Kubjandani, and Ramon H. Rivera Severa, The University of Michigan Press. The Methuen Drama Book of Trans Plays. Editors: Liana Keys, Lindsay Mantone, and Angela Farr Schiller. Playwrights: Liana Keys, Azure D. Osborne Lee, Ty Defoe, M.J. Kaufman, Rafael Amal Khoury, J. Chavez, Sharifa Yasmin, Mashuk Mushtaq Dean. Bloomsbury Publishing.
And the winner of the Lammy Award for LGBTQ Anthology is Mouths of Rain, an anthology of Black lesbian thought. Editor, Brianna Simone Jones.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'd like to begin by thanking the New Press, Lambda Literary Foundation, and my fellow finalists. Beverly Guy-Sheftaw met with me 3 years ago and affirmed that an anthology that attended to the long literary tradition of Black lesbian thought was both vital and necessary. And so thank you, Beverly, for your vision, your unwavering support, your love, and your Black feminist ethic of care. Julie Enzer, my editor and indomitable Capricorn, your advocacy and insight have shaped me as a writer, a scholar, and a lesbian. Thank you also to Lisa C. Moore, Joyce Delaney, Catherine McKinley, Tony Cade, Joseph Beam, Essex Hemphill, for leaving me artifacts and paradigms that outline how to honor and care for and archive Black life. Thank you to Elle Magazine, Literary Hub, Refinery 29, The Atlantic and Hannah, the Library Journal, Publishers Weekly, and The Root for your generosity. Thank you for the gift of criticism and making Mouths of Rain real and remembered, like Barbara Smith outlined in her salient article toward a Black feminist criticism in 1977. Mouths of Rain would not be possible without the gift of friendship. Thank you to Cheryl Clark for being my Black lesbian interlocutor, my confidant, my mentor, and my friend. Thank you to Alexis Pauline Gumbs, Alexis DeVoe, and Mecca Jamila Sullivan, S. Diane Bogus, Doris Davenport, and too many people to name. So I'll end here. Mouths of Rain borrows its title from a poem that Audre Lorde wrote in 1973 that was supposed to be published and From a Land Where Other People Live, where she was nominated for a National Book Award. At the time, her publisher, Dudley Randall, was so homophobic that he removed the poem from the collection and attempted to excise Black lesbian love from history. And so Mouths of Rain is named in the honor of Audre Lorde and is also a signal that Black lesbians won't be excised from history, nor textbook, nor love, nor language. And so I thank you all. I'm emotional because I just feel so honored to be considered, what a gift it is to be considered, and what a gift it is for folks to have really supported this project, especially in the throes of a pandemic. My life was made possible because of Black lesbians. So many lives have been made possible because of Black lesbians, and I'm undone. So thank you. Take care, everybody.
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Studies are Homo Psyche, On Queer Theory and Erotophobia by Gila Ashter, Fordham University Press. Racial Erotics, Gay Men of Color, Sexual Racism, and the Politics of Desire by C. Winter Hahn, University of Washington Press. The Shape of Sex by Leah Devon, Columbia University Press. Transtopia in the Sinophone Pacific by Howard Chung, Columbia University Press. Vice Patrol, Cops, Courts, and the Struggle Over Urban Gay Life Before Stonewall by Anna Lvovsky, University of Chicago Press.
And this year's winner in LGBTQ studies is Vice Patrol, Cops, Courts, and the Struggle Over Urban Gay Life Before Stonewall by Anna Lvovsky.
For this incredible honor. It was a privilege just to be nominated alongside the incredible books in this category. And winning this award is really more than I could have hoped for, so thank you so much. I want to thank the mentors, colleagues, readers, archivists, librarians who have been with this project from the very beginning. I want to thank the whole team at the University of Chicago Press. And I want to recognize the many incredible social and cultural historians of gay life who laid a foundation for a legal book like this one. This project really stands on their shoulders. So thank you again.
Hi, everyone. We have had so much joy so far. Y'all have been showing so much love in the chat, and our writers and finalists today have shared some speeches that rival even their own works that were nominated. So thank you all for all of that brilliance. We've also heard so much love for our ancestors and transcestors, and that leads us into a very serious part of our celebration tonight. We're going to give some honor to more folks. We've been through some trying times over the last 2 years, from the COVID-19 pandemic to mass social unrest and beyond. We've experienced great loss, not just as individuals, but also within our culture at large. So let's take a moment to honor those lost within the queer and trans literary community. Okay, here to introduce LGBTQ Children's Middle Grade and YA is Schneider Award-winning young adult author Mark Oshiro.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. As a children's literature writer, I am particularly honored to present the awards for these upcoming categories at a time when LGBTQ works and authors are subject to scrutiny, to hypervisibility, and prejudicial, harmful bans. I love that we get to celebrate what these authors and illustrators are doing to change the world, because that's what each of these nominees have done: created space for more LGBTQ children to feel loved, respected, and cherished. So all of you are winners tonight in my heart. Akweke Ameze once said, "When I'm writing YA, I get to write worlds that have more possibilities. I get to write something I believe in." At Lambda Literary, we believe in a world where all LGBTQ youth have access to all the queer and trans stories.
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Children's and Middle Grade are Calvin by J.R. and Vanessa Ford, G.P. Putnam's Sons Books for Young Readers. Hazel Bly and the Deep Blue Sea by Ashley Herring Blake, Little Brown Books for Young Readers. Love, Violet by Charlotte Sullivan Wild, illustrated by Charlene Chua, Farrar, Straus, and Giroux Books for Young Readers. Stitch by Stitch, Cleve Jones and the AIDS Memorial Quilt by Rob Sanders, APA Imagination Press. The Fabulous Zed Watson by Basil Sylvester and Kevin Sylvester, HarperCollins Publishers Limited.
I've never gotten to open an award envelope. I'm very excited. All right, the winner of the Lammy Award for, this is a tough sticker, for LGBTQ children's and middle grade is, oh, so excited, Calvin by J.R. and Vanessa Ford.
Hold on. Wait, I'm coming on camera. Ah, we won. Oh my God. We are so thrilled and honored that Calvin was chosen for this award. And congratulations to the other nominees. Your books were incredible. They are incredible. We are so overjoyed and so surprised. But we really want to thank a lot of people. Some of the really our chosen family who helped to create the story, as well as our publisher Penguin, our creative management team over at Adidas, all the people who contributed to this story, our family, our friends, and Calvin is really a love letter to the trans community through the eyes of a kid who is loved, supported, protected, is given the chance to be his self. And we hope that lots more stories like Calvin can continue to hit the bookshelves and can be heard and told, because it's important to expand representation so that we can continue to be creative beings and love beings. So thank you so much. Yay!
The finalists in Outstanding LGBTQ Young Adult are Hani and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Jagardar. Page Street Kids. The City Beautiful by Aidan Polydoros. Harlequin Trade Publishing, Inkyard. The Heartbreak Bakery by A.R. Capetta. Candlewick Press. The Passing Playbook by Isaac Fitzsimmons. Dial Books for Young Readers. What We Devour by Lindsay Miller. Sourcebooks Fire.
All right. The winner of the Lammy Award for LGBTQ Young Adult Fiction is The Heartbreak Bakery by A.R. Capetta.
Hi. Wow. Okay. First of all, thank you everyone here tonight for taking me through all of my feelings. Every single one of them. It has been beautiful. Thank you to Lambda for creating such an amazing community, and the fact that this book, which is so much about community, is being honored in this particular space means an incredible amount to me. So thank you. Thank you to my life-changingly good team at Candlewick Press. I have to call out Jamie Tan, Matt Rosser, and especially Miriam Newman, my brilliant rainbow dragon of an editor. Thank you to Sarah Crow, my agent, always, forever. Thank you to my birth family of very sweet book nerds, and my chosen family of very badass book nerds, and to Mav, and to my Corey. You know that my books and my heart and my baked goods are very much yours too. And just one thing that felt important to acknowledge tonight is that a few years ago when I started writing The Heartbreak Bakery, I wanted to honor the time I spent living in Austin, Texas, when I felt so loved and so affirmed and wrapped in community. And around this time, when the book was published, in many ways, it became a piece of the past, as horrible things were leveled at and continue to be leveled at the trans and non-binary and queer youth of that state. But tonight I want to continue sharing safe space and community and celebration of who we are. So I want to dedicate this award to you. You deserve joyful books, joyful futures. This story has always been for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, I'm just so sitting back and just feeling the power of the words that people have shared on their pages. Many of these books are actually on my bookshelf, but also just in their remarks. So thank you. And before I get to my script, and thank you, Travis, for your patience as the interpreter. I just really want to also just thank the staff and all of the volunteers who have made this wonderful evening possible, all of the work that goes into celebrating our writers, our community. So thank you. I also want to wish Sasha the best, and hopefully she's feeling much better, and we're thinking of you. And I just want to give my girl Raquel some props for coming forward. Like she said to us, she's always here for family. So thank you, Raquel, from the bottom of my heart. I'm glad to count you among my friends, but Lambda Literary is proud to count you as one of our champions. So thank you. And so before we move to the last two awards of the evening, let's take a look at where we are with our fundraising goal. There should be something. Oh, here we come. It's coming. There we are. Oh, so we're making progress. We're doing good. And I know that we lost some folks who had to drop off from the award ceremony, but I'd like us to still keep pushing. One of the things that is we're all witnessing tonight is what this community looks like. In the world, we have many organizations, many folks talking about justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, and how that shows up in the world. Clearly, looking at us, looking at the work that we're doing, and I'm talking about the writers here, that we are living that out, right? We're living that out as Lambda Literary. We're living that out as a community. So I'm asking you to go dig in your pockets one more time. You know, I don't know, maybe there's going to be that magical unicorn donor who's going to bring us to $20,000 or a few of you. And I would love to see that. But I think we could at least get to $10,000 tonight, folks. Let's try to get there. And when I'm talking about the representation, I'm talking about our LGBTQ plus community. I'm talking about race, national origin, immigration status, geography, the intergenerational nature of our community. That we've got work from small presses, big presses, people who are self-publishing, and all of that is being recognized and supported by this great, great organization. So I'm asking you to find a little extra here. Get us to at least to the halfway point of our goal. I think we can do it. We have 2 more awards to go. The meter is still going. You can text to 44-321. You can also, there's a link in the chat. I'm sure somebody will bring the link up again for you. I'm feeling it. I see it happening. I'm feeling the momentum going on. I'm thinking about being a young Black lesbian myself. I also identify as a feminist. My tattered copy of Michelle Cliff's collection, fanning Alexis DeVoe, and she's like, who's this person? And I'm like, I love everything that you do. Jewel Gomez. I'm thinking about my friend Janet Mock and her book, her giving my then very little kid a hug and welcoming her into a book signing. I'm thinking about our community. I'm thinking about my recent forays into reading gay romance novels. I wasn't sure that was going to be something that would come up in my lifetime, and thank goodness it did. I was missing out. So this has been my new thing. So we're almost there. We're almost there. I mean, I read everything. I dig into everything. I started out as a poet myself. You never stop being a poet. So that never goes away. But just the range of poetry, I love it. I love it. Our people are coming through. Our audience it decreased, and yet our giving is increasing. Look what we can do as a community. Look what we can do. And I'm not supposed to have the mic this long, so I am going to have to pass it on, but this doesn't mean that you have to stop moving the meter. Again, text Lammys to 44321. Use the link, go back and talk to, the people in your life who you might have to make financial decisions with and say, listen, we need to send another check to this organization. Be a witness to the greatness of LGBTQ writers. LGBTQ literature is saving us now. And ultimately, it will save a whole bunch more people than us. We know that arts and culture are the backbone of our social change movements. When our stories get ignored, when our visibility gets challenged, we do the storytelling. So again, clearly it's time for me to move on. But you heard me. Keep giving, keep showing up for this amazing organization. And now I really do have to invite our next, and I'm a pleasure to do so, to welcome our next presenter to the stage, Tony Valenzuela. He's a longtime activist and writer himself, who has most recently served as executive director of the Foundation for the AIDS Monument, and he is a former executive director of Lambda Literary. Welcome, Tony.
Hello, everyone. I had the privilege of being Lambda's executive director for 9 years. I know what it's like to be behind the scenes running this amazing organization. Thank you, Roz and Lambda's board of directors. Thank you, Sue and Cleopatra and Maxwell and your talented staff for all that you do. Tonight, we celebrate you as well. Please keep giving while I am introducing these next categories. The greatest lesson I took away from my experience at Lambda was that our queer and trans literary communities, all of you here tonight, the writers and editors, the publishers and publicists, the agents, librarians, and of course, readers, you have been the most committed supporters of Lambda throughout the decades. You have always had Lambda's back because a world without the Lammies or Lambda Review, without the Queer Writers Retreat or Writers in Schools, would be a diminished reality for us. This small but mighty organization has grown and evolved and thrived for 34 years because of you. Thank you and thank Lambda Literary for building this universe of support that uplifts and celebrates the diversity of queer stories. And now on to our last two categories of the night. The late fiction writer Randall Keenan said, "I believe that we write about and out of our obsessions, the things that haunt our souls, things we never get over. This year's finalists in gay and lesbian fiction haunt in all the best ways."
The finalists in Outstanding Lesbian Fiction are How to Wrestle a Girl by Vanita Blackburn, MCD by FSG Originals, Matrix by Lauren Groff, Riverhead Books, Sky Falling by Mia McKenzie, Random House, The Five Wounds by Kirsten Valdez Quaid, W.W. Norton and Company, With Teeth by Kristen Arnett, Riverhead Books,
All right, and the winner of the Lammy Award for Lesbian Fiction is Sky Falling by Mia McKenzie. Mia was unable to attend tonight's show. Lambda Literary accepts this award on their behalf.
The finalists in Outstanding Gay Fiction are 100 Boyfriends by Brontez Purnell, MCD by FSG Originals, Brickmakers, a novel by Selva Almada, translated by Annie McDermott, Grey Wolf Press, Gordo by Jaime Cortez, Grove Atlantic, My Good Son by Yang Huang, University of New Orleans Press, Rainbow Milk by Paul Mendez, Penguin Random House, Doubleday.
And the winner of the Lammy Award for Gay Fiction is "100 Boyfriends" by Brontes Purnell. Brontes couldn't be here with us tonight. Lambda Literary accepts this award on his behalf.
All right, what a night. Thank you all for staying with us just a little bit longer. Congratulations to all of tonight's fabulous finalists and winners. Love to all who made their works possible, the loved ones, community, publishers, editors, sensitivity readers, agents, booksellers, and so many more. And thank you all for carrying our culture forward and making sure that we all see ourselves in this world. Please remember, this is your last chance to give to Lambda Literary tonight. And we've made it so easy for you. The link is right in the chat. So please click to give or text the word Lammies to 44321. If you care about queer and trans literature, please donate what you can. No amount is too large or too small. Thank you all for attending. Thank you, staff of Lambda Literary and interpreters, all who made this possible. We hope to see everyone who is here next year in person. Good night and happy Pride.
The 34th Annual Lambda Literary Awards was made possible by the generous support of Hachette Books, HarperCollins, Macmillan, Bookshop.org, The Shipman Agency, Penguin Random House, and donors like you. Thanks for watching.